Welcome to the NTN Nightly. I'm Nisha Charles. This edition's top stories. St. Lucia's Prime Minister and CARICOM Chairman makes a case for the financing of resilience building. Chef Victoria Alexander stirs success in Canada with her Lucian recipes. Indigenous financial institution FICS continues to support education. All that plus the latest in youth development, sports, and the NTN Nouvelle en Creole. World leaders are beginning to gather in New York, where the United Nations is headquartered, for the 74th session of the UN General Assembly, which opens Tuesday, 17 September. The first day of the high-level general debate will be Tuesday, 24 September 2019. However, on Monday, 23 September, the UN Secretary-General will convene a climate summit, which will give a platform to small island developing states, SIDS, to advocate for global action on climate change. St. Lucia's Prime Minister and CARICOM Chairman, Honorable Alan Chasney, will be making a case for the financing of resilience building, with the devastation of the Bahamas as yet another example of the vulnerability of SIDS to climate change. Here's Janelle Norville with more on that.
With the impact of climate change ever more glaring in the Caribbean region, Prime Minister of St. Lucia and CARICOM Chairman, the Honorable Alan Chasney, warns that the world should not take the region's resilience for granted. Highlighting the continuous onslaught brought on by natural disasters, more recently Hurricane Dorian, Honorable Chasney noted the proactive measures must be taken so as to ensure the continuity of life post-disasters for small island developing states, SIDS. The Prime Minister added, however, that despite the adjustments made by SIDS, a global effort is required.
Just because Dominica is operational and just because Haiti is operational, and more than likely in the next couple of weeks, life will go on in the Bahamas, it doesn't mean that it's going on where it was before and that there's not been an impact. Unfortunately, I've learned over the last 3 years that the bureaucracy and the process of our systems and the new word governance are so strongly embedded in our institutions that it makes it very difficult for them to adapt to this new normal. So everybody's using the term new normal, but you're not seeing the consequent action to go with it.
Those who reside in the Caribbean must remain in a constant state of preparedness. This includes implementing mitigation and adaptation measures to combat climate change. Honorable Chasney added that the SIDS must take control of its destiny, indicating that a SIDS foundation should be established.
The solution that we have come forward with that takes into consideration the difficulty of these institutions to change, and with the appreciation that we're not in control of our own destiny, is for us to be able to create our own SIDS foundation, which would create a governance structure that would hopefully meet everybody else's standard. Well, it has to meet everybody else's standard. It's an institution that can take on assets, so it means that the debt can be confined to the foundation, and certainly would now allow us to focus on the physical infrastructure, which would go a long ways in reducing the impact. Means that it gets easier to be able to recover. Because unfortunately, there is not 100% resilience that you can build. St. Lucia getting 36 inches of rain in 48 hours, there's no amount of drains that you can build that's going to cope with that. But you can certainly minimize the impact considerably.
The Prime Minister and Chairman asserted that SIDS are in imminent danger of extinction and the time for action is now. For the Government Information Service, I am Janelle Norville.
The Child Development and Guidance Center has received much-needed assistance from 3 philanthropic organizations. Anisia Antoine has the details.
The Rotary Club of Grizzly, along with the Rotary Satellite Club of St. Lucia Sunset, teamed up with the World Wheelchair Foundation to donate approximately 280 wheelchairs to citizens in need. 28 specialist chairs were specifically designed for the Child Development Guidance Center, with the remainder being distributed throughout the island. Elaine Clement is the pediatric development therapist at the Child Development Guidance Center.
Rotary went above and beyond and found some extra supportive chairs. So I was just adjusting them. You can adjust them in different ways to make them fit so that the kids have more support when they're sitting, support for their head, support for their chest, support for their feet, and the straps are they have more straps than on a regular wheelchair, and the chairs actually tilt backwards as well, so they can be a little bit more comfortable. They don't have to hold their head up quite so much to be able to sit and see what's going on and just be able to be a little more active around the community. So parents can take them to church, take them to the supermarket, and generally take them out a little bit more when they're in their community at home.
This is the third year that the Rotary Clubs of St. Lucia has donated wheelchairs to the CDGC. Lyle Chase is the past president of the Rotary Club.
And we have an ongoing relationship with the CDGC, and they told us that they really needed some specialist chairs. So we went to the World Wheelchair Foundation, and they told us that they could help us to source the chairs. Then came the finding of the money, and through past President Conrad, we were able to get the Tourism Enhancement Fund to put up the money, which was, I think, about 120,000 EC dollars, to bring down a container of chairs.
Chase noted that the Rotary Club also teamed up with the Lion Clubs of Vieux-Fort and Micoud to distribute chairs in the south of the island. From the Government Information Service, I am Anicia Antoine reporting.
St. Lucians in the diaspora continue to forge their own identity. One such individual is making waves in the culinary arts in Canada. Victoria Alexander, who hails from Castries, has been living in Canada for over 30 years and has always had a love for cooking. What was initially a way of keeping food in her tummy turned into a budding business, which has led to the creation of Tequila Foods, featuring naturally flavored sauces and spice rubs.
I started experimenting in my kitchen, making sauces, and not satisfying that it should just be just pepper in a bottle, but I wanted to flavor it up. And then I started experimenting with plantain, with sweet potato, with pineapple, with papaya, and avocado, figs, the Canadian figs, and just experimenting, just tasting. And I knew I was onto something when people were just liking what I did.
Her love for cooking has awarded her to be a part of cooking competitions and shows. In 2016 and 2017, she was the winner of the Pan American Food and Music Festival. This past August, she also won a cooking competition in Niagara, Ontario.
August of 2019, August 18th and 19th, we went to Niagara-on-the-Lake and there was a competition. And then there were 5 other chefs and me, including myself and my team, and I won the best tasting dish overall. It was not judged by a panel of judges, but it was judged by the public. And I feel because I am cooking for the public, I think the public have a great say in what they eat and what they like.
The award-winning chef encourages anyone who has an idea to make it a reality.
I realize that a lot of young people right here in St. Lucia and Canada have a lot of great ideas, but then I think it's fear that keeps people back from doing what they really want to do. Fear, I had that fear in me at once, and I said, life is a gamble, so I am going to gamble it. And I'm going to see how much, who's going to win.
Tequila Foods has been operating for 6 years and offers a catering service alongside its other products, some of which have an authentic St. Lucian flavor. And this is the NTN Nightly. Ryan O'Brien is up next.
I was in my neighborhood. It was a very dark night and I decided to go for a drink by a bar. On my way from the bar, I felt the sting to my right leg. And when I looked back, I knew it was a full snake.
You happen to be in an area where there are snakes and you are bitten by a snake. This is what you do. You call for help and try to reach the Victoria Hospital within 1 or 3 hours, you will be seen immediately.
My uncle at the time was a police officer, called Victoria Hospital and told them that we're coming down for snake bite.
It's the only facility on the island which has a protocol and a treatment plan where you can be treated adequately.
We call them before you go there so they can prepare for you.
And rest assured that there are adequate supplies of antivenom with doctors who have been trained in the treatment protocols of the snake bite.
Welcome back. We join Ryan OBrian for the latest happenings in youth development and sports.
I'm Ryan OBrian and welcome to your update from Youth Development and Sports on the NTN Nightly News. The island's youth workers were recently formally introduced to the new acting permanent secretary in the Ministry of Youth Development and Sports, Benson Emil. More in this report.
As the Ministry of Youth Development and Sports lays the groundwork to expand its youth programming, a meeting of the island's youth workers was convened on Thursday to introduce them to the new acting permanent secretary, Mr. Benson Emil, and to apprise him of their ongoing activities and conditions of work.
Very excited, in my discourse with the youth workers. I think this program is an excellent one. When we start thinking to plan and strategize for our young people, we need as much as possible to get the sense or the feedback, of young people as well. And given that they fall in that category of youth, as much as possible, we need to dialogue with them so that our plans and the strategies that we establish can be suitable and in keeping, with their needs.
13 youth workers are currently employed within the ministry's youth work program, supplementing the outreach of youth and sports officers in underserved communities of the country. During the meeting, some youth workers cited the lack of participation by young people in community youth groups and the need for additional facilities to conduct their duties efficiently. Mr. Emil assured that the ministry will look to provide the required support to address these matters.
This morning I met with the new permanent secretary, and it was really motivating to get his feedback and to see how interesting he is about what we do and how concerned he is about our problems and other situations that we face. Well, I hope to see that all youth workers are fully equipped with all resources that they need to do their work. And I just hope to see that program continues. Maybe if I'm not there in the next 2 years, that another person, that I can motivate another person, to inspire another person to take on the role and to continue this program, because I think it's a wonderful program that the ministry introduced.
Welcoming meeting. We had an interactive session. We spoke about a lot of points, training the young persons, developing the skills of the young persons as well, giving them an opportunity in the community to develop themselves holistically, and to encourage volunteerism, because there's lack of volunteerism in the communities.
After this morning's meeting, I feel that we have a support system. So whereas before, although we would be able to call for support and stuff, but I feel like there's more support now. And then even with my peers, they're always there and willing to assist when needs be.
Deputy Permanent Secretary Mrs. Leota Charlemagne Mason, Youth Director Miss Mary Wilfred, and some of the ministry's youth and sports officers were also in attendance. Youth and Sports Officer Cletus Clivus Jules commended the youth workers on their achievements so far in their communities and is optimistic about the program's future.
And engagement with the youth workers, some of them I would have been meeting for the very first time. They expressed what they were doing in their communities, which I think was pretty fantastic. I think a lot of them have good things going in the various communities where they work. They outlined some of the challenges that they are facing, and of course some of them came up with some recommendations, and I thought the discussions were pretty healthy.
Thursday's meeting was held at the Ministry of Youth Development and Sports Conference Room. From the Communications Unit in the Ministry of Youth Development and Sports, I am Jessie Leonce reporting.
Prime Minister the Honorable Alan Chasney was among a wide cross-section of St. Lucians to welcome swimmer Cameron Bellamy as he swam from St. Peter's Bay in Barbados to the south coast of St. Lucia. Cameron started his swim on Friday, September 13th at 8:20 a.m. Bellamy's challenge was to swim from Barbados to St. Lucia, a 94-mile expanse of open sea. It was not the original swim plan for the last 8 months, as Bellamy had been planning to swim from Havana, Cuba to Key West, Florida. It was called off 3 weeks ago due to permit regulation changes for the support boats. However, Bellamy had already been watching for other possible swims and came up with his plan B, Barbados to St. Lucia. He received extra assistance from the St. Lucia Channel swim organizers. The official start date for the swim was Sunday, September 15th, but with a weather system to affect the region, the date was moved earlier to September 13th. At 4:43 p.m. on Sunday, September 15th, after 56 hours, 26 minutes unofficial of swimming, Cameron touched a rock at Mula Sheikh. Waiting on the fisheries dock in Vieux-Fort for Cameron and his crew was his mother, Janita Bellamy, Prime Minister Chasney, and other well-wishers and officials involved in the swim challenge. And that's your update from Youth Development and Sports today on the NTN Nightly. I'm Ryan O'Brien.
Thanks, Ryan. Financial Investment and Consultancy Services Limited FICS continues to embrace its social corporate responsibility by providing educational support to students through its 2 scholarship initiatives. The Indigenous Financial Institution presented this year's awardees with its annual Peter Joseph and Lucia and Bernadette Theophilus scholarships. The Lucia and Bernadette Theophilus scholarships have been awarded annually by FICS for the past 12 years to the most outstanding student from the Choiseul Secondary School and the Kaffir community. In the last 5 years, the company has also been awarding 1 student of the Babonneau Secondary School annually with the Peter Joseph Scholarship for their exceptional performance at the CXC level. At a recent ceremony held to present these scholarships, Rodney Bay Branch Manager Venicia Sultan says that the company is always excited to invest in the education and development of young people.
It is really a great honor, we say, to our branch that they are here because we have had these presentations at various locations in the past, but today they are here with us, and we just want to join the parents, the teachers, and all those hard workers who have made this possible today. You know, to the students, we are happy to be associated and to really exercise our corporate social responsibility in giving them a stepping stone for life, because so often they struggle and they're not given that opportunity. So we are happy to be there with them, holding their hands as they go along life's journey.
FICS recognized Kerisa St. Martin of Monsieur Choiseul as the recipient of this year's Lucia Theophilus Scholarship. Ms. St. Martin received grade 1 passes in 5 CXC subjects and is currently a student of the Sir Arthur Lewis Community College in the Business Administration Department.
By awarding me the Lucia Theophilus Scholarship, you have eased my financial burden, which helps me to focus on my academics and also motivates me to strive towards my achievements. I will work harder to prove myself worthy of this opportunity. There is a long road ahead of me, but your support and recognition of my abilities is a huge blessing along the way.
FICS has really helped Choiseul Secondary School, not only by awarding scholarships, but whenever we have graduations and any other activity, once we ask for help, FICS is always ready to help.
Annalisa Dana Paul of Paybush Babonneau is the latest recipient of the Peter Joseph Scholarship. Principal of the Babonneau Secondary School, Terence Fernelon, also expressed his gratitude to the company for their assistance over the years.
I'm also very thankful for all the work that FICS is doing and the support from FICS. As I said some time ago, my association with the leadership of FICS, Miss Lucia Theophilus, was actually my principal at Teachers College, a lady I grew to admire, and I got to know her son as a friend, who is now the chairman, and so the collaboration continues, and I'm so happy about the investment that you are making in our young people.
The Lucia and Bernadette Theophilus and the Peter Joseph Scholarships were created in honor of those who paved the way for education and national development in St. Lucia, particularly in the communities of Choiseul and Babonneau. And stay with the NTN Nightly. Up next, Primus Hutchinson is here with the NTN Nouvelle Accueillant.
Point précaution, ek fait tout ça ou ni pour fait pour sauver de l'eau. Laver bagay sale à dans un bassin de l'eau, pas quitter de l'eau à couille. Aussi, pas quitter de l'eau à couille, l'air ou ka tirer panne. Si toilet bowl ou ka coller, ou ni pour mettre ten en di de bac là.
Toilet bowl là
ka couler, si ou ka wè couler à de bowl là avant ou flush li.
Un toilet bowl qui ka couler,
ka gaspiller un chay glou. Servi un bon pito en rose pour laver motoka. L'air ou ka laver had,
servi de l'eau pour rouser fleur.
L'air ou sauver de l'eau, ou ka baisser manière, ou ka servi tempérament. Sauver de l'eau toute l'air ou ni en chance. Ek changer toute de l'eau est pontant. Ça c'est en commission Rodwasco.
Welcome back. We join Primus Hutchinson for the NTN Nouvelle Accueillant.
Monsieur, Madame, département qui a une responsabilité pour l'information en gouvernement Saint-Lucie, à ce GIS, à ce télévision nationale, pays à NTN, Capozato Nouvelle Accueillant, President Primus Hutchinson. Compagnie Windfresh, qui a acheté FICS Saint-Lucie, trouvé question au ministre des Affaires Agriculture concernant l'attitude pour production FIG à Saint-Lucie. Diwan rendez-vous et puis ambassade des pays Chine à Taïwan, honorable Ezekiel Joseph a adressé la situation Windfresh à de façon qui est très sérieuse. Et premièrement, remercier le gouvernement Taïwan pour assister Saint-Lucie très fort et puis production FIG. Mais il aussi profité de chance là pour voir une commission qui est très sérieuse pour les Grecs accompagner Windfresh. Le ministre agricole là, qui a fait Windfresh savent, et j'allais pour y bout effort pour détruire l'industrie fig là en cette ici. En façon, quand il y a refusé acheter fig en cette ici, il renforce pour y qui, si il pas sérieux, quitter le business là, by l'autre qui est capable.
Nous, comme gouvernement, nous avons écrit Windfresh, le Premier ministre a joué depuis Windfresh, le Premier ministre et puis PS et puis Chaïdi nous monter l'Angleterre, nous parler de ces supermarchés en Angleterre, nous avons dit nous que nous voulons fig nous, depuis fig là c'est bonne qualité. Windfresh ni pour comprendre ça, Windfresh ni pour comprendre la responsabilité, c'est pour acheter fig un pays mille livrants, premièrement. Et puis, là, nous avons une fig un pays mille livrants, nous avons un fig l'autre pays. So, moi, je dis aujourd'hui, si c'est ça, à couiller moins, et puis dis-moi que c'est pour commencer à vendre fig un pays l'Angleterre. Si Windfresh passe à acheter fig nous seulement, qui m'a dit à commander ces ça? So, moi, je voulais dire ces fameuses-là, pontière, Pankouay, balance pour nous briser parce que nous avons ni pour dire Windfresh, management Windfresh. Si on pas à faire travail là, quittez, bah l'autre mon chance pour faire travail là.
Ça c'est le ministre de l'Agriculture à cette ici. Et puis il y a un morceau avertissement pour compagnie Fig Windfresh qui refuse d'acheter Fig pour payer cette ici. Ministre des Affaires Éducation, Dr. Gail Rigobert, qui a organisé une grande discussion la semaine passée pour les chefs de département en ministère pour adresser affaires éducation pour l'année ici et l'année prochaine. La tenue présentation haute division qui est responsable pour guider diverses opérations et que ça a été fait en collaboration avec le ministère des Agricultures, le ministère de la Santé et le président des affaires femmes qui est engagé dans diverses affaires de production anti-commune Olivier Kawibla. Dr. Rigobert déclare que, attention, c'est pour renforcer la bonne habitude de manger à l'école. Diwan discussion, c'est grec à ce diwan division, by rapport à ce objectif pour l'autre 12 mois pour venir. Ils ont tout parlé de plans départementaux pour renforcer la capacité et pour poursuivre un service qui plus avancé. Le ministère des Éducations a montré attention pour aborder l'occasion pour assister les enfants pour trouver un programme d'éducation pour les enfants, particulièrement ceux qui sortent à la famille qui ne pas payer. Parmi l'autre sujet qui ont discuté, c'est le programme de réhabilitation pour l'école pays, l'école qui nous brise un bon bénéfice avec des gros travail qui s'est posé fait. Les résidents qui nous ont trouvé en secteur des services yacht en ville Sophie, qui a trouvé un guide en façon que ça à prendre l'avantage du développement ça. Ces résidents qui ont participé dans un entraînement pour assister, venir plus éduqués en opération secteur yot. Gouvernement cette ici a semé puis organisation de développement social cette ici de organiser étonnement ça là principalement pour jeunes garçons, jeunes hommes enfin en ville Sofouye qui dépend à ce service pour vivre. C'est gouvernement cette ici avec bac pour développement Kaoibla qui finance le programme ça là. Officier des affaires projet en association de développement social Jackie Alley expliquer que ces participants qui savent avec qui recevoir étonnement en diverses façons qui nous pour faire puis à faire la main avec service côté qui venir plus capable pour opérer un secteur ça là en ville Sofouye. Représentatif pour Sofouye honorable Harold Stanislas complémentaire initiative ça là et qualité bénéfice ça qu'a porté pour Sofouye et Tiama mais il aussi verti ses participants au point bon l'avantage service ça là parce qu'avant ça yo peut pas comprendre assez bien l'importance manière pour comporter quoi yo il conseille yo pour considérer manière il pas en faveur yo pour qu'a servir mot impropre devant les étrangers pour qu'a faire mal propre bord de la mer et pour qu'a chagriner les étrangers il aussi fait yo comprendre manière est très important pour comporter quoi yo en façon qui présentable étonnement qu'a coûté 25 000 $ américains sur manière type jeudi le 12 septembre 2019. Et c'est comme ça nous avons votre nouvelle là. On va remercier autant pour garder, pour avoir une invitation pour je ne puis moi considérer conserver la vie nous avons posé l'autre nouvelle là.
Merci Opil Primus. And here's a look at what's happening to us weather-wise.
Generally cloudy skies with scattered showers and isolated thunderstorms. A tropical wave will continue to cause cloudiness, showers and thunderstorms over the eastern Caribbean region during the next 24 hours. A second tropical wave located over the central tropical Atlantic is moving westward near 17 miles per hour or 28 kilometers per hour. This wave is being closely monitored for development and a tropical depression is likely to form within the next 2 to 3 days while it moves slowly northwestward to west-northwestward. A third tropical wave located over the eastern tropical Atlantic is moving westward near 20 miles per hour or 31 kilometers per hour. The tide for Castries Harbour was high at 4:56 p.m. and will be low again at 10:59 p.m. The tide for Vieux-Fort Bay was low at 12:07 p.m. and will be high again at 6:03 p.m. The sea is moderate with waves 4 to 6 feet or 1.2 to 1 meters today, becoming moderate to locally rough with waves 5 to 7 feet or 1.5 to 2.1 meters from tonight. Small craft operators and sea bathers are advised to exercise caution due to above normal seas. The sun will rise Tuesday at 5:52 a.m.
And that brings us to the end of the NTN Nightly. Join us next time at 7 p.m. with the repeat at 7 a.m. You can also catch up with us anytime on the St. Lucia Government Facebook page or YouTube channel. I'm Nisha Charles.